Very good morning, students. Today we'll have a discussion on damped vibration. So, what is damped vibration and how it works? Before knowing that and before going in detail of this damped vibration, let us have a look at the pendulum motion in reality. Suppose I am having one pendulum like that, and it is oscillating about the mean position freely. So what will happen to it? Will it oscillate for enormous time forever in the same position? The answer is yes, if there is no friction or if there is no dissipative force. Otherwise, after some time, the amplitude of the vibration will decay down and finally it will stop. So if there is some friction or any dissipative force, which is called damping, the pendulum or simple harmonic motion will stop, and there will be some decrement in its oscillatory motion. So today we will see that what will happen in case of damped vibration, and if any restoring force is acting, the restoring force that may be generated in form of heat, that may generate from friction and anything, it may be causing the stop or finally decrement of the simple harmonic oscillation. So in simple harmonic oscillation, what was the thing? We can generate the free vibration, free or undamped vibration, free or undamped motion, simple harmonic motion, or which is called simple harmonic motion, from the conservation of energy. Because here only two types of energy will be present. One is kinetic energy and another is potential energy. No frictional force, no other cause of energy, no decrease of energy, no dissipation of energy, nothing like that. So in case of free or under vibration, if we call the kinetic energy as Ek, it may be written as half m v square kinetic energy, and it may be written as half m v may be written as dy dt, its whole square. Dy dt means the velocity, and in other hand the potential energy ep, that may be written as half k y square, that we have seen in case of calculating simple harmonic oscillation. And total energy E, that will be constant, that will be ek plus ep, total energy. So if we write the total energy, it will be half m dy dt, its whole square, plus half ky square, like that. And you know that the total energy is always constant, and if we now rewrite it in this fashion, that we are differentiating both the sides, it is a constant, it's a constant. If we are differentiating both the sides, we will be getting finally m g2y dt2 plus k into y, that is equals to 0. And from that, if we divide all throughout by m, we will be getting d2y dt2 plus, then this step is coming from differentiation, mention it, plus k by m into y equals to 0. And if we now write this k by m, this term k by m equals to omega square, then the equation may be written as d2y dt2 plus omega square into y equals to 0, like that. And this is nothing but the equation of motion of simple harmonic oscillation. But in case of damped vibration, there will be a change in this equation. In case of damped vibration, there will be additional one term associated in this equation, which will cause the damping actually. Let us call the dissipative force by friction. Let the dissipative force by friction is dissipative force by friction. It is let it be beta dy dt. So it will be added with this equation like that. It will be m d2y dt2, first term, this term, then plus beta dy dt plus k into y, the last term k into y equals to 0. Now look, this is not that simple as it was in the previous case. Now if we divide all throughout by m, we will be getting d2y dt2 plus this dy dt into beta by m plus k by m into y equals to 0. Now we can consider now two new terms. One term is omega square that we considered in the previous case when omega square equals to k by m, and we are considering another constant 2 b equals to this term, this beta by m. So rewriting this equation we'll be getting from this equation d2y dt2 plus 2 b into dy dt plus omega square into y equals to 0, and this is the differential equation of damped vibration. Now we have to find out its solution. What will be its solution? And to find out the solution, we will spend the whole class on that. Trying to find the solution of damped vibration. So let us proceed. Let us consider, let the trial solution be we are considering one trial solution. Let the trial solution be y equals to a e to the power alpha t, as we considered in case of simple harmonic oscillation. And what is our differential equation? How does it look like, the differential equation? The differential equation looks like d2y dt2 plus 2y b into dy dt plus omega square into y equals to 0. This was our differential equation. So from that we have to find first the value of dy dt. The value of dy dt is a alpha e to the power alpha t. This is the value of dy dt. Then d2y dt2, what will be its value? Again one alpha will be coming, so a alpha square e to the power alpha t. So we can put now all the values. Putting these two values in this equation will be now look like a alpha square e to the power alpha t plus 2b, then alpha into a e to the power alpha t plus omega square into a e to the power alpha t equals to 0. So e to the power alpha t, that is not equals to 0. You can eliminate all these terms. Finally you will be leaving with a also will be cancelled out. You will be leaving with alpha square plus 2 beta 2b alpha plus omega square equals to 0. Now what will be the solution of this equation? The solution of this equation is very simple. We have to put now Sideracharya formula, and we will be finding the value of alpha like minus b means this one, minus b plus minus whole root over of b square minus 4ac, b square minus 4b square 4ac, that means 4 omega square by twice a. So this will look like now minus b plus minus whole root over of b square minus omega square. This is the value of alpha. So as we have found out now the value of alpha, we can now generate the trial solution or rewrite the trial solution with the actual value of alpha. We consider the trial solution as y equals to a e to the power alpha t. Now you have found out the value of alpha. So putting that, what we will be getting? We will be getting that y, that will be equals to a1 e to the power, first this plus value of alpha, then the minus value of alpha, there is minus b plus whole root over of b square minus omega square alpha t plus a2 into e to the power minus b minus whole root over of b square minus omega square whole into t. Okay, Now you can take this e to the power minus b t as common, then the value will be a1 e to the power whole root over of b square minus omega square plus a2 e to the power minus whole root over of b square minus omega square. This one. This will be the solution of the damped vibration motion. Now you have to find out what are the conditions for critical damping, what are the conditions for logarithmic decrement and else. So in that case, we have to now put different values of beta, and that is b and omega. So in this equation within the square root, what will happen if this b is less than omega, and what will happen if this b is greater than omega. Look, in one case it will be imaginary, other case it will be real, and that's how the calculation will be changing. Now let us proceed with the solution now. First we have to consider, we will consider this trial solution y equals to this one, and we will try to put that b is less than omega, that is the damping force is very small. So we make this heading as small damping. Small damping means the value of b is less than omega. And what is our solution? Our solution was e to the power minus b into t, then a 1 e to the power whole root over b square minus omega square into t. T is out of the root, remember it. A2 equals to e to the power whole root over minus b square minus omega square into t. So now look, if you are having this condition b less than omega, the equation will change to e to the power minus b into t. Look, this is now one imaginary value, so it will be I into omega square minus b square. So the equation will change a1 into I whole root over of omega square minus b square into t plus a2 e to the power minus I whole root over of omega square minus b square into t. Look at it carefully. Try to understand it. That what is the function of I, what I is doing here. If so, now we can expand it. We know the value of e to the power ix equals to cos x plus I sin x, and e to the power minus ix equals to cos x minus I sin x. Accordingly, we can expand it. So let us try to see the expansion of this equation. The expansion of this equation will look like e to the power minus b into t, then the expansion. The first term a1, then expansion of this one. So it will look cos x, so cos of whole root over of omega square minus b square into t plus I sin whole root over of omega square minus b square into t. Then the second term a2, then again bracket cos of whole root over of omega square minus b square into t minus I sin whole root over of omega square minus b square into t. This will look like that. There will be one bracket close, first bracket close, then second bracket close. So from this equation, if you take now a1 and a2 common, it will be e to the power minus bt out of the calculation. Then if you take from this term and that term, you will be getting a1 plus a2 into cos of omega square minus b square into t, and the second term will be I a1 minus a2 sin of omega square minus b square into t. This will look like this. Now in corollary, you can do one thing. In corollary from this equation, you can put a1 plus a2, that is equals to a, and a1 minus a2 or I1 minus a2 equals to b. You can put it. So the equation will be changing a little. The equation will change to e to the power minus bt, then a cos whole to the power of omega square minus b square into t plus b sine omega square minus b square into t. Try to understand this one, is simple. And now again in corollary you can put capital A equals to P cos of theta and capital B equals to P sin theta. So the value of P can be easily found out from whole to the power of a square plus b square, and the value of theta can be found out as tan theta equals to b by a. That can be found out, no issue with that. So the equation now, this equation will be now changing to e to the power minus bt, then p cos of whole to the power of omega square minus b square into t minus theta. It will change to that. So for no damping now, if you cause no damping, the value of beta that will be equals to 0, so b will be equals to 0. So if you put that the value of b equals to 0 for no damping, then the solution will be changing to y, that will be equals to p, this term e to the power something, e to the power 0 equals to 1, so it will be p cos of omega t minus theta. The equation will change into this one. What does it mean? That is, for no damping, the equation or the solution will be changing to simple harmonic oscillation, simple harmonic motion. So this is known that if we consider damping and if we withdraw the damping, we will go back to the simple harmonic oscillation. But this is not our issue. We have to again proceed from this equation where we considered a and b, this equation y. Remember this equation, from this equation again we will proceed, and we will proceed with some consideration. Now we have to find out we will now impose some boundary condition. What are the boundary condition? We can impose two boundary condition about the mean position and mean velocity, or amplitude at t equals to 0 and velocity at t equals to 0. How? Let us consider y equals to y0 at t equals to 0. Okay. So again at t equals to 0, v equals to v0. That also we are considering. So velocity v, that means y dot, that is dy dt at t equals to 0, we are considering v0. Okay. So at t equals to t0, y equals to y0, if we put it in this equation, look at this equation, we are putting here t equals to 0. If we put t equals to 0, sine 0, 0 cos 0, 1. So this term will be equals to 1. So actually we are getting, from this equation, we are getting y0 equals to a. So the one constant a is found out easily. Now it is the time to find out another constant. So from this equation, let us differentiate both the sides. If we differentiate both the sides from this equation, we will be getting in the left hand side y dot, that is equals to dy dt, differentiate the right hand term. If you differentiate the right hand side first differentiation of this term, it will give you minus b e to the power minus b into t. Then the whole term is as same as before. A, look at this and write here, cos of whole to the power of omega square minus b square into t plus b sine whole to the power of omega square minus b square into t. This term. Then this term is constant, e to the power minus b2 is constant, differentiation of the whole term. So differentiation of the whole term will give you omega square minus b square, then differentiation of this cos term will give you sine term minus a sine of whole to the power of omega square minus b square into t plus b cos of whole to the power of omega square minus b square into t. This term. This is simple to understand, only mathematical calculation. So as we have told that y dot at t equals to 0 is v0. So let us find the value of v0 now. V0 means dy dt at t equals to 0, as we told. So in this equation we are now going to put t equals to 0. If you are putting t equals to 0, again you will be getting this one as minus b into a plus whole root over of omega square minus b square into capital B. So what will be the value of b? We have to find out now b. So what will be the value of b? B will be equals to V0 plus b into a whole root over of omega square minus b square. So rewriting this, you will be getting V0 plus b, we know the value of a equals to y0 divided by omega square minus b square. This one is simple to note down. So we have found the value of b, this b as we know, and we have already found out the value of a and b both are known. If the values of a and b both are known, we can now rewrite the value of y. So here let me write the value of y. Look at this y, from this equation I am trying to write the value of y. So y will be looking as y equals to e to the power minus b into t. Then the value of a means y0, y0 cos of whole root over of omega square minus b square into t plus the value of b. B means this one. B means v0 plus b y0 whole root over of omega square minus b square, then sine of whole root over of omega square minus b square into t. This is the value of y. Now we can consider several cases. We can consider some cases as let y0 equals to 0 and v not equals to 0. We can consider y0 equals to 0, but this v0 not equals to 0, or vice versa, or we can consider y0 equals to 0 but v0 not equals to 0. We can consider several cases and generate different terminologies like this find out the logarithmic decrement when it is looking like critical damping or something. So a little more calculation that you have to understand now. So we are considering first case 1. Case 1, let us consider y0 equals to 0 but no, y0 not equals to 0 but v0 equals to 0. If you consider this one, your solution will be changing as y equals to y0 e to the power minus bt, then cos of whole root over omega square minus b square into t plus b omega square minus b square into sine of whole root over omega square minus b square into t. The solution will look like that. Now if you consider case 2 as y0 equals to 0 but v0 not equals to 0, then your solution will be y equals to e to the power minus bt, then v0 whole divided by omega square minus b square sine of whole root over of omega square minus b square into t. The solution will look like this. And if the motion is started imparting initial distance, suppose the motion it is started like the motion is like that and it is started by imparting initial distance. It is started from this point. From this point the bob is being released. It is started from initial distance. By two terms you can generate simple harmonic oscillation. One like that the bob is moving like that and you are putting some force here, then also it will start vibrating or start oscillating. And another possibility is that you impart it certain distance then release it, then also it will impart simple harmonic oscillation. So in one case initial velocity is 0, another case initial displacement is 0. We are trying both. So now we are seeing that if the motion is being started imparting initial distance, then y equals to y0, that from this equation what we wrote, y equals to y0 e to the power minus bt cos of whole to the power of omega square minus b square into t plus b by whole to the power of omega square minus b square into sine of whole to the power of omega square minus b square into t. Like that, if it is started from by imparting initial distance, that is y0 not equals to 0. This equation can be rewritten as omega y0 whole to the power of omega square minus b square into e to the power minus b into t cos of whole to the power of omega square minus b square into t minus tan of inverse b of whole to the power of omega square minus b square. This can be rewritten as that, and where we have considered b equals to omega sine of phi. If you consider, then the amplitude of this equation will be omega y0 whole to the power of omega square minus b square e to the power minus bt. So look at the amplitude a equals to like that. This is the amplitude, this part is the whole part is the amplitude. If you consider this is the amplitude when the motion is started by imparting initial distance, the beauty is that the amplitude is no longer constant with time. That amplitude is decaying with time. The amplitude is decaying with time like that, and this is called logarithmic decrement. And the time period, if you calculate, time period will be equal to 2i pi whole to the power of omega square minus b square in case of damped vibration. You can consider from this equation, you can write it as a equals to a0 e to the power minus b into t, and if you take ln both the sides, you can write ln a equals to ln a0 minus b into t. That is, if you draw a curve in this direction ln a, in y direction, in x direction, if you plot t, the curve will be like that, and from the slope you can easily find the value of b. That is simple. Now we will be looking towards another aspect. Another aspect was, initially we considered in the motion that b was less than omega. Now in contrary, if you consider b is greater than omega, that is the damping is large. The damping is not small, rather the damping is large. Then how the calculation will be changing. So before doing that, first we have to rewrite the equation once. Once we rewrite the equation, then only we can proceed. The solution case, we are considering this as a trivial case, and where we are considering that beta b is greater than omega, and our solution will be accordingly a1 e to the power minus b plus b square minus omega square, and the second term will be this into t, of course, e to the power this into t e to the power, then a1 a2 e to the power minus b square minus omega square into t. We are starting from that part of Siddharacharya where we first calculated the value of this what was the first we calculated the value of this beta, and we tried to alpha. Actually we considered the you remember, we considered the solution like the y equals to e to the power alpha t, a alpha t, then we calculated the value of alpha from Siddharacharya. That part, we are coming back to that part. But in this calculation we will never consider that damping is small, rather we will consider damping is large. So is the damping large at t equals to 0, y equals to y0. The first thing we are considering that t equals to 0, y equals to y0, and of course You put it, you will be getting a1 plus a2. Again v equals to dy dt. Differentiating this term, you will be getting minus b e to the power minus bt. Then constant a1 e to the power minus of b square minus omega square into t plus a2 e to the power minus of b square minus omega square into t, plus if you take now common whole root over of b square minus omega square into e to the power minus bt, this part common, you will be leaving with a1 e to the power whole root over of b square minus omega square into t minus of a2 e to the power minus of whole root over of b square minus omega square into t. These are simple algebraic calculation on only differentiation. Nothing mathematics and nothing physics more is involved with that. So again we will consider t equals to 0, v equals to v0. So if you put all this, you will be getting now v equals to v0 equals to minus b y0 plus whole root over of b square minus omega square into a1 plus a2. So you will be getting a1 plus a2 equals to, sorry, this will be a1 minus a2. This is a1 minus a2. So you'll be getting a1 minus a2 equals to v0 plus y0 b0 divided by b square minus omega square. It will be only b, y0 b. And also we know already that a1 plus a2, that is equals to y0. So from that we will find out the value of a1 equals to y0 by 2, 1 plus b v0 by y0 divided by whole root power of b square minus omega square, and a2 its value will be equals to y0 by 2 whole root of 1 minus b plus v0 by y0 whole root over of beta square minus omega square, like that. So the solution will be y equals to y0 by 2 e to the power minus b into t, then 1 plus b plus b0 by y0 whole root power of b square minus omega square into e to the power b square minus omega square into t, plus again this term with negative sign 1 minus b plus v0 by y0 whole root over of b square minus omega square e to the power minus b square minus omega square into t, and this is nothing but aperiodic motion. So starting from the equation of damping, we are now reaching with aperiodic motion, where always you will find in this, if you find that amplitude in this direction and time in this direction, it will decay like this. It is called aperiodic motion. You can simplify it more. You can simplify it, of course, more. You can simplify, and finally, if you consider that b equals to omega, it is a condition of critically damping, and in case of critical damping, you will be getting y equals to y0 by 2 e to the power minus b into t, then 2 plus 2 into b v0, b plus v0 by y0 into t, So it will be y equals to y0 e to the power minus b into t 1 plus b plus b0 by y0 into t. This is condition of critical damping. In case of critical damping, what I told that you are considering b equals to omega. Now it is the time to see some real hand problem. In real case, how we'll identify that which one is simple harmonic oscillation and which one is damped vibration. How will we find it? So let us now take first the example of LC circuit. Let me first sketch the LC circuit. This is the inductor, this is the capacitor, like that. Q by C drop is here, this is minus L di dt, voltage drop is here. So if you now write down the equation for LCS circuit in closed loop, you will write minus L di dt equals to Q by C, that is L d2q dt2 plus Q by C equals to 0. The I is written as dq dt. So di dt is d2q dt2. So look, you can rewrite it as d2q dt2 plus 1 by LC into Q equals to 0. So comparing it with the general equation of simple harmonic oscillation, you can write omega square equals to 1 by LC, and you will find the time period t equals to twice pi by omega, that is twice pi whole root over LC, like that, and you will find the solution Q equals to Q0 cos of omega t minus phi. So this LC circuit is nothing but the example of simple harmonic oscillation, and from that you will find I as dq dt, and the current equation will be I equals to minus I0 sine of omega t minus phi. You can write it like that. But now instead of this LC circuit, if you consider now LCR circuit, what will happen? In case of LCR circuit, you will have one inductor, one capacitor, and one resistor. So here the voltage drop is IR, here Q by C, here is minus L di dt. So from conservation of energy, you will write now Q by C equals to minus L di dt minus IR, that is from this equation d2q dt2 plus R by L into dq dt plus 1 by LC into Q equals to 0. Now look, this is no longer the equation of simple harmonic oscillation. This differential equation is the equation of damped vibration, where you can consider it with the equation like d2y dt2 plus beta dy dt plus omega square y equals to 0. With this equation you have to consider now. So comparing that, this beta part, it was instead of beta we wrote it 2 b, like that, on damping constant. So comparing that, you will write here 2 b is equals to R by L, and omega square equals to 1 by LC, and accordingly the whole calculation will change, and you can also find out the solution of this differential equation then when the circuit will be critically damped when the circuit will be fully damped, everything you can calculate it out. So your solution now will be equals to y equals to a plus b into t e to the power minus beta t by twice m, and accordingly you have to proceed just like that we have discussed in this class. So I hope you have understood a little about the free and damped vibration and how the oscillation can start. The consideration of the boundary condition is a little physics involved here. Just two things you have to understand, that suppose this is a pendulum and you want to start simple harmonic oscillation, you have two ways in your hand. One is that you displace it a little, apply some force or apply some velocity, then it will start oscillating, or you take it to some distance, release it, then it will start vibrating or start oscillating. So with that two parts you can consider, and in one condition at t equals to 0, y equals to y0, another condition at t equals to 0, v equals to v0. But simultaneously this cannot be possible. Simultaneously this is not possible. This will be now then aperiodic motion or non-periodic motion. And in damping vibration you have to consider one damping constant, one damping force will be involved, which will finally take the oscillation into rest. Thank you for listening. So I hope you will try some problem at your own, and if you can't understand, feel free to message or inbox me. I will be happy to assist you to solve the problems related to this damped vibration. Thank you.